Hello everyone. So it's our new video for the week is about the health spectrum and how CrossFit or functional fitness can improve our spectrum moving from sickness to fitness. And we're going to talk about what are the parameters that we use to measure how fit we become, or how you measure actually are you getting fitter or no. So before we start, let's talk about some statistics. I have pulled up some numbers from the Canadian, government website. It says that in 2017, 30% of the children from 5 to 17 were overweight or obese. Now, why is obesity so dangerous for us as a population? It is the leading cause for type 2 diabetes. It increases the heart rate. It is one of the reasons of heart diseases, stroke, arthritis, one of the major reasons of cancer as well. And 1 in 10 of the premature deaths between 20 years old and 64 years old cases are caused by obesity. So now that being said, we looked into the population of Canada, and if you compare males to females ratios, they're almost the same as far as obesity. And it's like 28.2% of the population in Canada is overweight, moving to obesity. When we look into the continuum of sickness to fitness, this is on that side, you're on the sickness side, and on this side, you're on the fitness side, all right? People who don't train, they're in this area right here. They could be well. If you're not ill, you could be well. But then once something happens in your life and you get injured, life catch up to you, you have no more time to move as much as you want to before, or you get sick, you move in the continuum towards sickness. And this is why you would never want that scenario. You want always to be on that margin. So whenever you fall into, the burdens of life, you would go back into wellness instead of falling back way into sickness. And as I said, the parameters that we measure and we use to see how fit we are go all the way from blood pressure to body fat percentage to bone density, triglycerides, and HDL, LDL, which is the profile of cholesterol or lipids in our blood, and the HbA1c, which is one of the main parameters we see and monitor when we have diabetes, as well as muscle mass and other parameters that the medical field uses to quantify your health, where you are on the health spectrum. Now, the major causes of obesity, according to research in Canada, are lifestyle factors, mental health and state of mind, and basically eating habits, exercise, how much we move around. So I'm going to talk about 4 points. The first one would be movement. Unfortunately, most of us as a Canadian population, we have sedentary jobs, and because most of the year is a winter, we don't move around as much. So if you don't drag yourself into a gym, you're not going to get enough movement as you would hope for. Second, according to statistics, the general population in Canada used to sleep 8 hours in 1992. That decreased into 7.2 hours around the year 2014. And I don't know what's the statistics now in 2018, but I think with Game of Thrones and everything going on Netflix and Crave and everything else, I think we're sleeping even less and less. As far as eating habits, we Canadians have very good eating habits in comparison with other countries, but still, some statistics would shock you in a way that sweetened drinks with a lot of sugar in them, whether it's lattes, pop soda, the sales for these sweetened drinks have increased from 2004 to 2015 by 579%. 579% increase in the sales of sweetened drinks. And it's mostly consumed by a younger population, but it's where it's most dangerous, because when you have a young population that is obese and overweight, these people will start developing diabetes and heart problems and heart conditions at an early age, and this is something that you don't want. The fourth point that I'm going to talk about is mental health. Mental health leading to bad habits, and obviously binge eating, not taking care of oneself, being overweight and not caring about that, not exercising enough. Studies have shown that when someone suffers from these kind of problems, most of the time they are loners. Most of the time they don't have the good supportive system for them. They don't pertain to communities that push them to be healthy, to be active, to train, to exercise. And this is why we come to play as a CrossFit gym, as a CrossFit community, because this place is all about coaches and the community, members who come here and train. The pyramid that CrossFit is built on, the base is nutrition, and then after that comes gymnastics and weightlifting and specific sports, etc., etc., etc. Nutrition is the base, so we always push people and encourage them to have good eating habits. Eat meat, nuts and seeds, grains, you know the whole story. Everything that is natural, prefer the natural stuff on the stuff that is manufactured. Lots of salt, lots of sugar, that's what we don't want. And then move, minimum 5 days a week. Do any type of activity. You don't need to even do CrossFit if you like. If you have injuries perhaps, we can accommodate movements for you. You may run, ski, swim, jog, whatever you want. 5 days a week. The 6th day, do something outside. 7 day, take rest. This is how you should look at your life for the long run. And then whenever you lower any of these parameters, you actually have a higher longevity, which means a higher life expectancy. And then now the new age of medicine talks about prevention being better than treatment. Let's not kid ourselves. People who rely on medicines to, let's say, treat high blood pressure or triglycerides and high cholesterol levels, they're not really on the where the grass is greener, because medications, as good as they get, they all have side effects profiles. For example, statins may cause fibromyalgia, may cause, there are some studies that show that statins may cause problems for the muscles, and then cardiac treatments as well. They have a side effect profile that is not favorable for everyone. When you have diabetes, it's pretty much a debilitating social disease, because then you can't eat what you want, wherever you want, however you want. So the cure for these problems is mostly in prevention, better than just treatment. This is where CrossFit and training, functional training, comes in play, and this is where you want to treat these problems before they occur, instead of catching up on that side and then trying to push yourself to get to this side. So we would like everyone in our community to be on that side of the spectrum, from wellness drifting into fitness. All right. This was just a small, snippet of what to look when you train in this place, how to approach training and exercise. PRs are nice, lifting heavy weights is nice, doing all the fancy stuff, but it really plays down to being a population that is healthier, live longer, be stronger, being able to run and jog and play soccer with your grandchildren when you're 70 and when you're 80, and being able to move on your own and don't rely on others, because that would suck, really. All right. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions, please comment below. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you can get notified whenever we have new material. I hope that was, enlightened for some of us, or a nice reminder. And I'll see you next week.